These two were one of the most dynamic duos in pickleball in 2023. Megan Fudge and Susanna Barr pairing up for the majority of that season and bringing home a lot of gold medals to show for it. And then in 2024, the two have played with other partners throughout the year, and each of them bringing home hardware of their own. Now it's a matter of who's going to win this showdown here at the APP Women's Open presented by the James. So, Dom, I said it earlier, but I don't know that there are two people more familiar with each other's games than Megan Fudge and Susanna Barr. How will that impact this gold medal match?
Well, it's going to be who can execute, right? We talk about that all the time. We have teams and players that know each other so well, but who can execute their game plan the best? And when you have two players who know each other so well, they know each other's game inside and out, who can execute? They stayed together all last year for the most part, won 6 gold medals together, now have won gold medals with other partners throughout this year. So all that does is tell me that both of them are still on the top of their games, regardless of who they're playing with. My X factor in this matchup is the senior pros.
Yep.
What can Sherry Corder and Angela Simon do, and how much can Susanna Barr and Megan Fudge insert themselves?
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you, Chad, is for Simon and Corder, knowing the familiarity between their partners with the other side of the net, what is the key for them?
Well, Sherry Corder and Angela Simon are very familiar with each other as well on the senior pro side, but like you said, Dom, the X factor is going to be Simon and Corder. Corder needs to stay patient. She has good speed up. She has the ability to create some things. But what we've seen throughout today is she becomes a little predictable. As soon as she gets that first forehand flick, she's going to take it. Is it always the best ball? No. Angela Simon went on a great run. She's the type of player where it's almost like if you play her more balls, she's going to get better. So you're going to have to play Fudge. You're going to have to take her out of the middle, kind of keep Simon off balance a little bit, not allow her to find that rhythm, because we saw in the semifinal, once she found that rhythm, she was unstoppable. So, yeah, Simon and Corder.
That's where it's going to be.
Yeah, that's where it's going to be. That's the tipping scale.
That is going to be the key. So there you see Susanna Barr and Megan Fudge warming up here on championship court. It's time to hand out a gold medal, shall we? Susanna Barr and Megan Fudge, like we mentioned, very familiar with each other's games, and you see those statistics. Those two women bring home the hardware, but only one of them can bring home the gold here from Columbus. Which one will it be? I personally cannot wait to find out. So we talked about the keys to this game. I also want to talk about just the atmosphere that we have here in Columbus, Ohio. This event that the James is putting on is really special. And we talked about just the impact that the James has on this, not just on this region, but on the advancement of cancer research around the world. Dom, you've asked each of these players after they've won, what does it mean to you to be a part of it? And every single one of them just answers with such emotion.
It is, and it's very emotional. It's emotional to everyone, You know, my counterpart, Chad, his mom, has been dealing with it, as he mentioned in the piece that you guys saw before. And, we feel that, right? And I had a player of mine when, he was 17 years old and one of the best baseball players in the state of Illinois. And at 17, he gets diagnosed with it. And so, he went from one of the best baseball players in the state of Illinois to he struggled to play in college because he lost a lot, right? And so it affects a lot of people, right, in different ways. And when I went in and I made a point where, I'm going to ask these women every day, how much it affects them or how much it means to them, and they've all shared that, and it's been really great.
Well, and one of the really fun or really cool things about today, too, is in that interview with Sue Bachman, right, Chad? You and her were talking about just how much pickleball means when you're fighting through something like that, and we're seeing that come to action right here in Columbus, Ohio. And take a look at what we're seeing. I mean, we're coming together for a really important cause, and yet this is the kind of energy that we're getting on the courts between them.
You see Megan Fudge out there doing a little dance with everybody else as well. The pickleball community is completely different. Whether it's, we're here Breast Cancer Awareness Month and also supporting women and putting them in the spotlight. But you talk about people with depression that are suffering with depression, or I've had clients that have Parkinson's disease, and when they focus in on pickleball, the tremors
slow down.
They slow down.
Yeah,
they reduce. And, Alzheimer's, it's something simple as just remembering the score. Pickleball is such a fantastic community that it brings everybody together, all walks of life, whatever you're dealing with, whatever it's that outlet, and it's something so special that a lot of people would just look at it as a sport and be like, hey, I play pickleball for exercise, but a lot of people, it's the community, and that's what
it's a life-changing thing
got
for
us
people,
into
right?
it.
Yeah. So we are so excited to be here with you all weekend long. We've had a great day. I hope you've joined us for much of this Saturday. And we're not done. Why not finish it off with a gold medal match here? Action underway on championship court. And Megan Fudge bringing the heat to start things off.
All right away, Fudge inserting herself in the middle, taking over right there on the quarter drive.
0-0-1. 0-0-1. It's going to be Angela Simon with the serve. Simon and Fudge weren't originally scheduled to play together in this tournament, but with Simone Jorginho having to withdraw because of injury yesterday, these two paired up and now with a chance to bring home the gold medal.
Well, we see Fudge and Barr are so alike that they decided to mimic each other and do the same thing, both jumping on each respective forehand, getting on top of the ball, hitting it down into the net.
Ball just twisting off the paddle of Susanna Barr out of bounds. So it's a 2-0 lead here in game number 1.
2-0-2.
Yeah, catches the line right there, and Barr thinking that ball's going to go wide. Good start here for Fudge and Simon.
3-0 the score for Megan Fudge on her second serve.
Yeah, and that's the speed up that Quarter was getting away with a little bit more throughout the day. Here in the final, not going to get away with that one, sliding it down the line to the Fudge backhand.
Simon just can't get that ball over the net, but some great defense in the middle of that point from Fudge and Simon as Barr on the attack to get the ball back on their side of the net. It's going to be Sherry Quarter with the serve, trying to get their first point on the board here in this gold medal match. Goes wide.
Quarter pointing to the middle right there as she knows where she needs to go with that, but if she does go to the middle with that, she's got to get it down.
0-4-2.
Can't float it there. Megan Fudge will be all over that.
Pretzel didn't work.
But that ball's going to go so far out.
Yes, it is.
Like,
yeah, Angela Simon not disguising that speed up at all.
Oh, there was no way Susanna Barr was letting that ball come back to
over here.
a foot
That's
fault.
not challengeable either.
A foot fault called on Susanna Barr. Here's a look.
Yeah, left foot.
yep, left foot.
Point.
So it's 5-0 here. Fudge
5-0-1.
and Simon still on their first serve and gaining traction here in this first game.
Second serve.
That drop left just too short off the paddle of Simon. Second serve.
5-0-2.
That one, Megan Fudge left up for Susanna Barr, and she paid for it.
A little 1-2 combo there. Barr speeds up right at the body
Yeah.
of Megan Fudge here. Pops up and put away through the middle.
And that's the key, that she went right at the left hip. Fudge sitting a little bit more forehand. Doesn't go there. If she goes wider on the backhand, it's either going to go wider or it gives Fudge time to switch.
That serve sailing deep off the paddle of Quarter. So it's a second serve here.
0-5-2.
Susanna Barr with it. Barr, 46 years old, out of Boise, Idaho. staple on the APP tour, not just in women's doubles, but in mixed doubles as well.
152.
Barr and Quarter get on the board and then add to it.
Well, right now, too, what's happening is Fudge and Simon are on 5. They're not switching, so it's a little bit of an awkward situation right now where they're not as comfortable being left and right this way. But right now, that's where Susanna Barr and Sherry Quarter have to make and take advantage right there.
5-2-1.
5-2-1, the score for Megan Fudge. And her serve. Oh, what a spot there. Sherry Quarter takes something off of it, finds a point of contention, and delivers.
Well, that's why it's a winner, because she takes something off this ball right there. Gets it down.
Tied out.
So Barr and Quarter get the ball back in the exact same position they last gave it up after starting 5-0. After starting trailing by 5 here in this first game.
2-5-1.
It's been a good run here for Barr and Quarter.
That's a good drop right there from Susanna Barr. And again, this is where you have Simon and Fudge not switching. They're not going to switch here again as we see the sign given from Megan Fudge.
Oh, it's it. We may get a challenge on this one.
And they're going to. So a challenge called on the court, ball called out of bounds.
We'll proceed with video review.
If the call stands, that is the score, 4-5-1. But we're going to take another look at it here.
No idea.
Tough angle to
Tough from that angle.
get an assertive answer.
Here we
Let's see
go.
about this one.
Oh, it looks out.
That looks out.
Looks out.
But
Very close.
Yeah.
So close. One of the things to note here, too, is with it being the APP Women's Open, you're going to see a lot of female referees. You're going to see a lot of women taking a lot of the behind-the-scene roles as well.
That's the one we wanted.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a little more clear. Chad, do you agree? Might be. You were
Sure.
sure.
he had one assertive call. Now he's done it.
Wow, that was like a millisecond of like, no, that ball wasn't even, that was in dark gray. This
That one looks out.
it looks like potentially just out, extremely close.
So like I was saying, you're going to see a lot of female referees around this
After
weekend.
video review, the ball was out. The call stands. A challenge is lost. Servers have 2 challenges remaining. Receivers 3 challenges remaining. We'll resume play at 4-5-1. Ms. Quarter serving.
Call stands as out. And the other thing is, if we come back from commercial, Dom, you and I have both noted, great
Quarter
DJ
serving.
coming in this weekend. She's crushing it.
She is. She's doing a good job.
She was in Cincinnati last year.
Right, but I'm saying she's one of the ones as well. There's a lot of women behind the scenes that you're not seeing on camera. Of course, we have women on the court and both the players and the referees, but a lot of these behind the scenes jobs also being filled by women this weekend as we celebrate here at the APP Women's Open, presented by the James. Susanna Barr with the serve, chance to tie things up.
That's another good drop right there. And again, going cross court.
Well,
Angela Simon.
And the thing Simon's not doing is she's allowing the ball to get to her feet. She's not, one, either reaching and taking it out of the air before it gets there. See where Fudge takes it out of the air early. Or just she lets it bounce, but she doesn't move the feet.
Right.
Step back to clear yourself and then create something.
Right. Don't rush to the line.
Yeah.
You don't have to get there. Right. Let it bounce. Stay 3-4 feet back. She's found that spot right now, and it's working with, doesn't matter who, Simon or Fudge is on that side.
Turn down the line. Turn down the line.
7-5-2.
Turn to Sherry Quarter. Make her hit something.
I heard you. Just like that.
They finally got the third away from Barr.
Yep.
But not before they take a 2-point lead here and flip the script.
5-7-1.
Game number 1.
Well, and it's a tough scenario in that situation as well. As far as you want to return to Barr because it keeps her back. It doesn't allow her to come forward, and you got the younger pro coming forward. But you also get them in a rhythm where they're hitting a lot of third shot drops.
Nice reset from Fudge. Oh,
Second
Simon
serve.
just missing that.
Pushes them onto their second serve.
6-7-2.
Another opportunity to tie us up here in this first game. Best 2 out of 3 to 11 to decide who brings home the gold and who has to settle for silver. Right now, Susanna Barr and Sherry Quarter making the case that they can come back and be the victors in this game 1 that they trailed 5-0 to start. Now a chance to take the lead.
7-6-1.
Excuse me, to extend their lead.
Point.
Sherry Quarter giving a little look right there, a little stare down with a little backhand flick. But again, we talk about all the time, Chad. It's not about how hard, it's where.
8-6-1.
She just flicks that little roll through the middle. It's a nice spot. Nice. Oh, great job by Angela Simon resetting that point.
Here's a look.
Simon almost working the way back into that point after
9-6-1.
the reset off the wide angle from Quarter.
Second serve.
That ball deep on the serve, so second serve here. Sherry Quarter with it. Up 9-6.
9-6-2.
Simon going to trying to get around the lob, but great spot from Quarter and sets up a game point
Timeout
opportunity
receivers,
here
10-6-2,
for
1
Susanna
minute.
Barr and Sherry Quarter. Fudge and Simon want a minute to think about it because they had a 5-0 lead to start this game. What is it, Dom, that has gotten Barr and Quarter to the point where they are the ones with the game point?
Well, they went on a nice run where Fudge and Simon couldn't find Quarter on the third. They allowed Susanna Barr to take those thirds. When you're playing against her, I don't want her hitting any thirds. Her thirds are great. That's like one of the best parts of her game. Once they found Quarter a little bit, right, it allowed them to get back in some points. They got the side out they were looking for. But right now, if I'm Fudge and Simon, Susanna's playing really well right now. I try and find Quarter a little bit, force her into some mistakes or some pressure where she's going to look to pull the trigger, right? And so if you get to her enough, you're going to look for her to pull that trigger, be ready for it. And if she pulls the trigger at Megan Fudge, it's coming back. And that's exactly what Megan Fudge wants.
But Quarter has been a lot more patient than what we've seen her throughout the day. And she would hit a ball and she'd be like, oh my gosh, calm down, slow down, everything. Here she has. She's moving the ball around.
And that last ball, that last lob, that was the first one she's thrown up.
Yeah.
Right? She's not falling in love with it. What I don't want to see here, I really don't want to see her throw up a lot.
15 seconds.
I really want them to
Servers,
grind
2
a point
timeouts.
out.
Unless they've already
timeout.
worked the point.
Right. Don't do it too early if you're going to do it.
Time in. 10-6-2.
Almost gets it right there.
Great point there. Susanna Barr and Sherry Quarter take game 1, 11-6. Game 2 when we return to Columbus, Ohio.
When you choose the James at Ohio State, you're choosing access to the James, dedicated support services, and an unmatched survivorship program.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
less is more. Less is less beer.
Fat Tire.
At Sports Imports, we believe in the power of play. From the first time you step on the court to the thrill of competition, we know that fostering your passion leads to embracing your power, and that the love for the game doesn't fade with time. We're committed to building community beyond the net, because no matter what side of the net you're on, the spirit of community is always in play.
The APP is sponsored by Fat Tire, crisp, bright, easy drinking, Central Ohio Toyota dealers, and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, reminding you to get this season's flu and COVID-19 vaccines. Round one goes the way of Susanna Barr in this showdown between her and her former partner, Megan Fudge, in women's doubles. It is the first time in 2024 that they are facing each other in a women's doubles gold medal match. They have faced each other before, but Susanna Barr and Sherry Corder facing off here, taking game one by going on an 11-1 run to finish it off. Can Fudge and Simon respond? Let's find out.
Oh, just out. If I'm Fudge and Simon, I'm exposing the middle. I am going at the middle, get Barr and Corder to fight over who wants that ball, because there's been zero communication with that middle ball, and we saw it in the first point here in game two, that they both went for the middle ball and pushed it wide.
That's where Whitwell and Hendry some success against them, is finding that middle spot. And a lot of times it's happening when they're coming up off a return, which that should be the least. Oh, that's a big finish there from Angela Simon.
Well, and you mentioned earlier that she's one of those players that the more you go at her, the more she finds her rhythm. So it's something for Barr and Corder to watch out for here, is that two-handed backhand perfectly placed.
Ooh, good setup right there from Susanna Barr on a good drop from Corder.
Just hits it and it goes deep. So side out. Megan Fudge with the serve. Barr with authority, forehand winner through the legs of Megan Fudge.
For me, it's the late grunt.
Yeah.
She hits it, and it's through Megan Fudge's legs, and then she grunts.
Something about the speed of sound that if I knew more about science, I could make some sort of joke, but I don't have it.
Yeah. Her ball is not breaking
the sound barrier.
The sound barrier. For the grunt to be delayed.
Definitely not.
Hence why I could make a joke. I could have figured it out. 2-1-2. Angela Simon with the serve.
Ooh, just wide.
Side out.
And not for nothing, this is a good side out for Megan Fudge and Angela Simon. It keeps them left and right.
Oh,
yes.
They're odd.
They want it. If they're going to side out, they want to side out even.
Correct. Because that's where they ran into problems. Oh, yeah, nice ball right there from Sherry Corder again. And, Chad, we're seeing a little different Sherry Corder this match. It's a lot calmer. She's not really trying to do too much. This ball right here is very calm and easy.
Yeah, and again, right there. But again, it's exactly what you talked about. She likes that speed up there. But before, she was trying to force the issue for it. This one, she allows it to develop, stays nice and balanced there in the transition, gets a ball down, steps up, balanced again, and everything's under control.
That's a good spot right there from Megan Fudge. I like that spot going right at Corder, because Corder was sliding to the open spot where I think her paddle was, and Fudge jams her up. Perfect,
3-2-2.
perfect execution.
Side out.
Middle ball.
Exactly what you called it.
Middle ball when they're both coming up. All right.
2-3-1.
2-3-1. Score for Angela Simon's serve.
What was that? What was that, Chet?
That's the pretzel, man.
The pretzel.
I don't know how it doesn't go straight up into the ceiling.
Chad's going to get a T-shirt made for Susanna called the pretzel. we never could figure out what it was, and that's exactly what it is, Chad. You've kind of hit it on the head, I think.
I mean, twist your body in whatever direction you want to go and just flick the paddle at it somehow. Oh, heads up. Dive.
Side out.
Oh, there's such poor effort from Catalano right there.
I dive, my headphones just go.
We've got an extension cable on it. That would have reached all the way.
3-2-1.
Side out, 3-2-1. Barr with the serve.
Wow.
Great spot there. Quarter stepping over to finish.
And again, that's the issue if you let Barr hit the third, right?
Yep.
Quarter's just feeling good, and she's reading Barr's drops. She steps over. Her forehand is so big in the middle.
Hey, if Dorian was in the booth, she would have laid out. Oh, got a
Point.
So a point there off the paddle of Susanna Barr as it bounces off of Fudge.
So
it's a 5-2 lead here.
the reason why I said
5-2-1.
Dorian would lay out is in Chicago we played softball and she laid out for a foul ball that was an automatic out.
Hey, you can take the girl out of softball, but you cannot take softball.
No, she was fully committed. She
Commitment.
went home with dirt on her uniform.
And a waffle mark on her face after she went into the fence. She waffled herself in the fence.
Timeout receiver, 6-2-1. 1 minute.
6-2-1 the score here on championship court. It's Susanna Barr and Sherry Quarter continuing the momentum that they built in game number 1. And if my math is mathing.
Oh.
Big if.
When you guys say math,
you are a mather.
thing.
So
You
if
are a
my
mather.
math is mathing,
Yes.
it is a 17-2 run that Barr and Quarter are on from carrying over from game
17 to 3.
17-3.
No,
I was
math
so
wasn't
close.
mathing.
You're
1
I was
plus
so
2
close.
is 3.
You are so close to
I was
mathing.
so
Wow.
close. 17-3.
They ended on an 11-0
Bother.
run and 11-1
11-1 run.
Now it's
in
6-2.
game 1.
So 1
So you
plus 2
for
would
two
be
is
3.
three.
You forgot to
And
carry
I
the
forgot
1.
to carry the 1.
That's the shame.
See? This is
You know
why
what?
I said if.
You know what I got really... I mean, my drawer almost hit the floor this morning when Dom said misnomer. I was like, what? Who brought out the thesaurus this week?
Been brushing up on my vocab.
I love it. Kids are back in school. It's
Yes,
October.
yes,
We're hitting
yes.
our rhythm here.
Yes.
Obviously, I haven't been attending that many math classes. I will work on that before
Yeah, you know why you didn't bring your fingers out for that one?
I really thought that I could do it.
Time in.
It's all right. We forget.
6-2-1.
Should have known better. Anyway, Susanna Barr with the serve.
Oh, that's a little short.
And does not negate the fact that Susanna Barr and Sherry Quarter have found a rhythm after
Yes.
starting out slowly in game number 1.
6-2-2.
A 17-3 run since then to get themselves a lead here in game number
Side
2.
out.
As we get the ball switched for the side out, Chad, what do you think has been the key to that for them?
Well, they're controlling the pace and the tempo. But again, they're not
2-6-1.
trying to force the issue. They're not speeding up balls that aren't really there to be sped up.
Second serve.
I think for Fudge and Simon, their rhythm is a little off right now. They came out, they were hot, they're up 5-0. And then they kind of got
Calling the
caught
score.
back on their heels
2-6-2.
once Barr and Quarter started to find their own rhythm, and they've never been able to really adjust it.
Side out.
And the biggest thing, too, for me is that Barr and Quarter aren't allowing Fudge and Simon get to the kitchen a lot either, right? On those thirds, they're keeping them back. Both Quarter and Barr reaching in and taking those out of the air.
Chance here for Barr and Quarter to extend this lead. Great finish there from Megan Fudge. Gets up for it.
It was a great read from Fudge. She read the speed up off of Quarter's paddle too well.
6-2-2.
After the timeout, a couple holds here, and now it seems like all four ladies settling in nicely, and I think the big runs are over.
Well, it is going to require a bit of a run here for Fudge and Simon if they want to get back in this second game, trailing by 4 and Quarter with the put away to push them to their second serve.
Well, that's a better counter there from Quarter. She was ready for the drive from Simon. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Takes it early, out in front, creates that angle cross court behind Fudge.
Nice serve there from Megan Fudge. Nice and deep. Gets in on the body of Susanna Barr.
3-6-2.
Fudge, Barr needed to be up at that kitchen line there. A little bit of hesitation taking the step forward.
4-6-2. Side out.
A little premature speed up right there, Chad, I think, from Simon. That got him in trouble a little bit, but nice little run there from Fudge and Simon. Get 2 back.
And now trail by 2. Sherry Quarter trying to extend the lead for herself and her partner, Susanna Barr. They took game 1. If they can take game 2, they'll bring home the gold medal in just 2 games. But on to their second serve, as you guys have pointed out, Fudge and Simon starting to find a rhythm both offensively and defensively.
Well, that's a good spot from Simon right there.
6-4-2.
Quarter goes inside out, heavy forehand cross. Simon knows that she's not going to be able to get back middle.
Getting the ball looked at here.
So new ball coming in.
So a soft spot on the ball that they've been playing with for the majority of this match. So a new ball coming into play here.
7-4-2.
Susanna Barr with the second serve.
Stood up straight through it, and Chad mimicking, just come through and rip that.
Step forward and rip it.
Yeah.
No thought process in that one.
Nice spot there from Quarter, and I think Megan Fudge was leaning just a little bit to the middle, and Quarter rolls that nicely to the backhand.
4-7-2.
Great spot there from Susanna Barr. So a side out gets the ball back on their side of the court.
Well, both Fudge and Simon thought Barr was going to go cross court or middle with that one, and she just slides it down the line.
That's just 1, 2, 3, 4. But you're right, Chad. You're showing it right here is that paddles are out in front, right? Yep. Nothing got big. Both Quarter and Barr paddle out in front, find the spot, get the ball down.
8-4-1, Barr with the serve. Just use that third shot drop a little short.
Well, that's why if you're going to make Barr hit a drop, go wide to the backhand side. Forehand is consistent. just wide. Just deep, I mean.
So a side out here. Barr and Quarter do get a point, or they have to give it back up.
4-8-1.
Now it's Fudge and Simon trailing by 4 here in game number 2.
And you're seeing Fudge and Simon switch sides here, right? They stacked on that point and put Simon on the left and Fudge on the right. We'll see if they do it again, or if they're going to go back to straight up. They'll go back to straight up here.
4-8-2.
4-8-2, Fudge with the serve.
Nice dig from Simon.
Oh, some confusion in the middle between Fudge and Simon, but managed to find a spot.
But it worked out better.
Exactly.
The miss hit, or the double paddle actually worked out because Quarter was so far ahead of that ball. Angle.
Beautiful.
Almost another Chet, almost another miscommunication in the middle though. Barr reached out in front of Quarter and got that. But Simon and Fudge get back within 3.
8-5-1.
8-5-1, Sherry Quarter with the serve.
Yeah, it's a good ball there from Barr. Goes deep behind Fudge. The ball gets back behind the body. So difficult to try to pick up.
9-5-1.
9-5-1.
Sherry Quarter with the serve.
Second serve.
That's foot fault number 5 on the day.
I think the ball was out anyway, too. I think she hit that ball long. I think the crowd's happy that they see the pros do it, too.
Not just any pro either. The best pros on the APP Tour. Beautiful placement from Susanna Barr, recognizing Simon and Fudge were pulled to the opposite side of the court. She puts it perfectly to get them to a match point opportunity here. Susanna Barr with the serve and can bring home the gold medal.
Nice spot there from Simon to fight it off. She had Susanna Barr running through transition instead of split stepping and playing that ball.
5-10-1.
5-10-1, Fudge with the serve.
Again.
Point.
Again in the middle. Just no communication between Barr and Quarter.
Well, even on that last ball, Barr's hesitant to come all the way over and fully commit to that ball.
Great finish there from Sherry Quarter.
We'll see Quarter here stay nice and short, gets on top of the ball, gets that ball down toward Megan Fudge.
Again, the communication in the middle is just unreal.
It's a rush to get to that ball. You see right there, Barr rushes the swing to try to get there before Quarter can get a paddle into it. Yeah, I would keep playing middle, keep shooting middle.
Timeout. No timeout here.
One more point.
8-10-2.
8-10-2, Simon with the serve.
Yeah, that's a nice angle right there. The issue is Fudge tries to drive the ball at Barr, who she's straight in front of, but she stepped all the way over. All Barr has to do is just find the right angle because Fudge got pulled over too far.
second match point opportunity here. Sherry Corder and Susanna Barr with the serve. And they get it done. Susanna Barr and Sherry Corder win the gold medal here at the APP Women's Open, presented by the James. After falling early in game one, they found their rhythm, they found their reason, and they're taking home the gold. We'll hear from them when we come back to Columbus, Ohio.
Today. Involved and mischievous, and help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AAR.
Pickles, and we're putting the pickle into pickleball. In pickleball, a slice is a chop shot used to create backspin on the ball. I'm going to show you how to make a fried chicken sandwich topped with classic sandwich dill pickle chips that will put your taste buds into a spin. Now this is a really big dill.
Sherry Corder, Susanna Barr take the gold in the first pro split age women's doubles here on the APP Tour. They controlled the tempo, they hit the right spots, and they got the opportunities to finish the points. Fantastic showing today from Corder and Barr and Fudge and Simon also, but we're going to throw it down to AJ McCord, who's courtside with our winners.
Congratulations. What a fun match that was in this gold medal match at the APP Women's Open presented by the James. Susanna, you guys were down 5-0 in that first game, and then it was like a switch flipped. You found your rhythm. What do you attribute that run that carried you all the way through to the gold medal to?
Yeah, I mean, well, first thing, shouts out to Angela and Megan. They played great, amazing competitors. But honestly, this lady, like, she's a beast out there. Like, don't get in a hands battle with her, right? So she just picked me up. I was having a hard time seeing the ball at first, the first few points, and then we kind of settled in and found our groove.
And finding your groove is something that we really felt like we watched develop throughout your play today. What is it about this partnership with Susanna that you feel like you guys were able to find that?
Chemistry. She's got my back. I can be free. I can play free. And she's so positive. I mean, this is the GOAT. She's amazing. I love her.
When you guys are taking home the very first gold medal from this inaugural APP Women's Open presented by the James, it's such a special weekend, such a monumental moment to be a part of. What does it mean to you to be bringing home this gold?
Yeah, I mean, it's so special, and I mean, what a great event. Like, shouts out to everybody that's put this on. We had a huge crowd supporting us, and the staff's done an amazing job. And so, I mean, all these women come together, and to have the first gold is pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
I can see the emotion in your face as she's talking. Walk us through it.
This is my hometown, and I saw a lot of friendly faces out there, but I also saw just a lot of women supporting everyone, both teams. And it's just a really special event.
We're so glad you guys are here. Thank you so much. Congratulations. You're gold medalists. Here are the very first ones of the inaugural APP Women's Open presented by the James. Give it up for Susanna Barr and Sherry Corder.
All right, well, Chad, we've seen those emotions hit on numerous times yesterday, today. We'll see more tomorrow. Just what it means to these ladies and this organization, you know, the James and all these survivors that we've seen and we talked to. It's just a special event, and I'm glad, and you and I are both blessed to be a part of this. And we're just happy that we're here, and congratulations, Susanna Barr and Sherry Corder, the first gold medalists here this weekend at the pro level. So got a couple more to give out tomorrow.
Cannot wait to get the action back underway here from the Pickle and Chill in Columbus, Ohio. What a way to start this off, you guys. The APP Women's Open presented by the James. We knew it was going to be a special weekend. We knew that the women were going to come to play. But my goodness, how much did that deliver, Chad?
Well, and Dom and I spoke about it earlier today. Our favorite event to watch is women's doubles. And we are seeing 2 rounds of women's doubles with the pro split age. And then tomorrow we're going to see, regular women's doubles. But the thing of this one and why it's so special is that everybody is here to support each other.
Yep.
At a standard tournament, yes, everybody's supporting each other, but it's like, but there's something special about women picking up women.
Yep.
Right? And Dom and I have spoken about this before as well, is that, throughout our athletic careers, with whether it's Title IX or anything else like that, we've always stood behind women, and I am certainly not one to be misogynistic and be like, men rule everything, let's go. No. Women are phenomenal athletes, and this is a big part of it.
And Dom, what about for you?
It's a special, event. And the fact that Chad and I are here, we're blessed, and we're very, happy that we got asked to come here to do this. We feel like, the APP is our family, and doing this for all the women in the APP is just special for us. And we're ecstatic that we got asked to do this, and that we're here for this inaugural one. And we can't wait for, next year's already, but we still have another full day of these women on showcase tomorrow. And like Chad said,
more firefights,
more firefights,
more hands battles.
We love women's doubles. Bring more tomorrow. Let's go.
So let's get you set for tomorrow, because we have a fantastic slate of matches coming your way. We're going to have a women's singles gold medal match, and then, like these guys mentioned, women's doubles the rest of the day. So cannot wait to have you join us tomorrow. Championship Sunday, getting started right around 11 a.m. Eastern is when we'll kick off the action here from the Pickle and Chill in Columbus, Ohio. Thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday. For Dom, Chad, and myself, AJ, thanks for being with us. See you tomorrow.